First with breaking news. First with new information. Plus, your first alert forecast. 19 News starts now with a breaking news alert.
He said that there was this suitcase partially buried in the ground that he said he's been noticing for a week, and his dog keeps trying to, get to it.
We have breaking news on this tragic story. 2 young girls dead, their bodies found in suitcases. We have team coverage this afternoon. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Brian Duffy.
And I'm Nicole Versansky. At 3, we showed you the body cam video of officers before they made that disturbing discovery.
All new at 4, Brittany Weir is live for us, Brittany, with how police were able to make an arrest just 48 hours later.
Yes, 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson has been arrested in connection to this. She is currently here at the jail. Now, this all comes after the bodies of those 2 young girls were found stuffed inside suitcases and then buried in shallow graves on Cleveland's east side near Ginn Academy. And like you said, now we are taking a closer look at how investigators were able to track her down just 2 days later. This tragic case started with a dog walk Monday evening. A man and his dog were near East 162nd and Midland Avenue when the dog caught a scent in the field near Ginn Academy.
And for the last week, she's been stopped. It was like a mound of dirt. She's been stopped and sniffing like a little too long.
When officers arrived, they found a suitcase buried in a shallow grave. Inside, the body of a young child. A second suitcase with another body was found nearby. Cleveland police confirmed the 2 children were half-sisters, one between the ages of 8 and 13 years old, the second between 10 and 14. Wednesday night, officers served a search warrant at a home on East 162nd Street, just steps away from where those bodies were found.
So part of the investigation led us to this home, and it's been a nonstop, ongoing investigation. Our homicide unit, it's often not said, but they have been working around the clock in this investigation.
Neighbors told 19 News that Henderson lives at that home. She was booked into Cuyahoga County Jail for murder and child endangering.
What they've committed to this investigation, and they're working really hard to bring justice to these young girls.
Now, investigators are still working to identify those 2 girls. They did share with us that when they arrested Henderson, they did find another child in that home. That child is now under the care of Family and Children Services. They're asking anyone with information about this case to please give them a call. In Cleveland, Brittany Weir, 19 News.
Brittany, thank you. Our team coverage continues with 19 News reporter Harry Boomer. Harry spoke with a man who claims he is the father of one of those little girls. Harry joins us live with that part of the story. Harry.
Let me tell you, Duffy, I'm standing here near both of the shallow graves. When I was out here a couple of hours ago, there were very few stuffed animals, but as you can see here and at the other one about 25 feet away, lots of stuffed animals. And yes, Deshaun Chapman was overcome with grief and anger as he comes to terms with the terrible truth. His precious little girl is dead. Her body found right over here in those shallow graves that I mentioned to you. Deshaun Chapman walking slowly in the rain toward the shallow grave where he says his daughter was buried.
I've been looking for my daughter for 5 years. I've been calling CPS, going to the courts, trying to get emergency custody, calling the police for welfare checks, but they denied all access.
The 8-and-a-half-year-old's body was partially buried in a suitcase at the edge of a field behind Ginn Academy in South Collinwood. Chapman says he's working with police right now to prove he was the father of one of the little girls. We are not naming either girl until the medical examiner confirms their identities.
I'm still in contact with the detectives. We're doing the DNA samples, so I get more details within the next couple days.
Chapman says the girl's mother has been avoiding him by moving around a lot. He says the last time he was able to see his daughter was when he helped buy her clothes for kindergarten. Tell me what you're thinking, what you're feeling, believing that your daughter has been murdered.
What I'm feeling is hate. I ain't gonna lie, I feel hate. But I asked you numerous occasions, just give me my daughter. If it's too much for you, just give me my daughter. I just want my daughter.
Seeing where her body was buried, overwhelming. He had to be comforted by a friend.
I don't get how you can hate your own kids enough to kill them, to bury them, to do all this, and go right there to that home, right there, and live there where your kids is dead right here, and go be a mother to another child. Why you just killed your other two?
Now Deshaun Chapman wants changes to the system he says has denied him a chance to be a father.
Change these laws. Make it better. Men do have a say-so in their child's life, married, unmarried.
I have reached out to Child and Family Protective Services and CPD to find out if they were involved in any way with Mr. Chapman, if he's undertaken any DNA tests. But right now, I can tell you from watching him, his body language and his verbal language, he is a grieving father. I'm Harry Boomer, East 162nd, 19 News.
Look for continuing coverage as we uncover all the new information. We'll bring that to you on air and on 19 News Plus. Coming up, Aaliyah Henderson booked into jail for murder and child endangering. What do we know about her? Law enforcement sources tell us her arrest is connected to the two young girls that were found. It's coming up at 4:30.
Following breaking news with the markets all day, stocks trying to recover, but too little too late after being down more than 1,000 points. The Dow ending down 784 points. S&P, NASDAQ ending down slightly as well. Oil surged, by the way, to $80 a barrel. So what does this mean for your 401k? We're going to hear from an expert in just a few moments. More breaking news. Kristi Noem is out as Secretary of the Department of Homeland Security. President Trump is replacing Noem. He will nominate Senator Markwayne Mullin of Oklahoma to take her place. Mullin is expected to take over on March 31st. Noem has faced growing scrutiny over her conduct. She will now be the special envoy for the Shield of the Americas. That is a new security initiative.
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Certainly a dreary day across our region. Cleveland right now still can't really see the skyline. Big split in temperatures. It's only 36 downtown. It is 58 at Hopkins. So today that lake breeze has been lighter, and we've also seen a front set up. Most of us are in this warmth. It's just along the immediate lakeshore. It is coldest right now, but more temperatures here in the 50s, if not even near 60 in Mansfield. The rain is breaking up some. We still have some showers out there, but it's certainly not as widespread and heavy as it was earlier today. Nonetheless, so your evening commute will be dealing with at least damp roads that we have seen ponding on, and we've had reports of some spinouts, for example. It's been a while since we've seen this type of widespread rain, so be careful on the evening commute. Got a little bit of a heavier band of showers that's about to enter here western parts of Medina County. Be mindful, though, of some fog. I do expect these numbers to drop. These are the visibility numbers overnight. That will be your biggest concern as we do start the day tomorrow. That's what these icons indicate, is fog quickly settling in this evening after the rain does come to an end around sunset. So coming up, I'll talk about the fog potential more tonight. Next round of rain is coming on Saturday. That will be with storms and wind as well. But the warmth lasts through Wednesday before we really drop off. I'll have a look at the updated 7-day, including your double weekend, coming up in just a bit.
Day 6 of the widening war with Iran. Waves of airstrikes on Tehran after Iran targeted Amazon facilities. The death toll rising as some Americans get out of the war-torn region. Brian Abel has the latest on the conflict, evacuations, and the growing political fallout in Washington.
As the conflict enters its 6th day, the war in Iran is expanding and further drawing in U.S. allies.
We're working with the Americans in the deployment from our bases.
Fresh waves of Israeli strikes setting off explosions in Tehran and in Lebanon. Iran firing missiles at Israel and targeting an Amazon data center in Bahrain and 2 Amazon facilities in the United Arab Emirates. With the spread of violence, the death toll rising. More than 1,200 people killed in Iran since Saturday, according to state-affiliated Islamic Republic news agency. The Pentagon identifying the remaining 2 of the 6 U.S. service members killed in Operation Epic Fury as 45-year-old Major Jeffrey O'Brien and 54-year-old Chief Warrant Officer Robert Marzin. As the security situation for civilians abroad grows more dire, some flights in the Middle East are resuming, along with the first U.S. facilitated charter flights carrying Americans home Tuesday.
Our highest priority is allowing this to safely happen.
Those evacuated Americans returning to political turmoil as Democrats in Congress question the justifications provided for striking Iran in the first place.
The president had a feeling, again, based on fact, that Iran was going to strike the United States, was going to strike our assets in the region.
They have given no coherent plan as to what was the imminent threat.
Senate Republicans Wednesday rejecting a resolution to rein in Trump's war powers. A similar vote in the House expected Thursday. In Washington, Brian Abel.
The stock market continues to react to the ongoing war with Iran, having another tough day today. As we saw.
Yeah, it was. Oil prices jumped, caused a big commotion. But what reaction should you be having when the market has a bad day like today? 19 data journalist Dan Duros spent time with an area expert today and has the advice, and for most investors, it's what do you do with your 401k?
Yeah, and you've got to watch your money. Every dollar you can make, you got to make it.
You don't want to miss out.
Yeah, you never want to miss out on making a dollar. And that's the bottom line here. When we look at what happened to the Dow today, at its lowest point, we were down almost 1,100 points. The fact that there was a little bit of a rally and we closed at 784%. According to the dean of the Weatherhead School of Management at Case Western Reserve University, this is not panic territory, not even close. This is a notable day. There are multiple times a year where the stock market will lose 2%. So the fact that that's not great, 1.6, that's not as bad as it could have been when we were down 2%. But even at that, he said it's not a time to panic. If you are a year or two away from retiring, yeah, you may want to contact your financial advisor and make sure everything is in the right place. Other than that, if you're 5 years out more, this shouldn't impact you at all. Now, it does come down to timing. We're going to have to see how long this conflict, this geopolitical turmoil continues in Iran.
But I'd say that there's probably a few things at play. One, you absolutely should look at the length of the conflict as a factor. But more broadly, to step back, a lot of the day-to-day market moves are noise. And what really matters is the secular stories of our time, the AI transformation, the deglobalization, the reshoring. Those are the trends that'll determine where portfolios end up 5-10 years from now.
Calling this noise, what's going on in Iran, that's obviously not going to last forever. And that's why there shouldn't be any sudden moves when it comes to your financial portfolio. Brian?
Now your 19 First Alert forecast. Certified most accurate since 2004.
Here's your next big things as we do head into the upcoming weekend. Tomorrow, generally dry. I don't want to rule out a spot shower. It will be warmer across the region. And then Saturday, even warmer. A lot of us will push close to 70 degrees. But that will come with gusty winds and afternoon and evening showers and storms. There may be a couple earlier in the day, but it is really, I would say, the afternoon and evening hours that are favored for the wettest weather on Saturday. And then Sunday and Monday, really nice finish to the weekend and start to next week. It will be cooler on Sunday, highs back in the 50s. But back to the 60s on Monday. Both days will be dry with lots of sunshine. So here's your temperatures tonight. We've got a big split here. It'll be coolest along the lakeshore, 30s and near 40 there. The rest of us will be well into the 40s, if not staying in the 50s down south, only falling to about 51 in Dover, 52 in Carrollton tonight. Biggest thing tonight, areas of dense fog. This would be the third night in a row we've had to deal with fog. We may see another dense fog advisory issued. If that happens, we'll give you the first alert, and that is a heads up to tomorrow morning's commute as well. Tomorrow, as we head throughout the day, mostly cloudy other than a scattered shower. We're dry. High temperatures well into the 60s. I'd say even the lake shore is going to get a bit milder as that wind begins to pick up more from the south. So we'll be around 65 Cleveland to Elyria, 67 from Akron to Canton, and 69 in Dover and Millersburg. Meanwhile, Saturday, warm again, but windier. And it's those afternoon showers and storms that will be moving through. But notice highs well in the 60s if not the lower 70s down in Dover and Carrollton. But even Cleveland will be around 69 on Saturday. Those warmest temperatures of the day will likely be around midday before dropping once the rain arrives. Here's what's going on. Right now, we've got the last bit of rain moving through this evening. It'll quickly be replaced by areas of drizzle and fog after sunset, and then overnight just areas of dense fog, but notice nothing falling from the sky. Here's a chance for a passing shower tomorrow afternoon. Otherwise, we'll stay dry as we head overnight into Saturday morning. Notice not a lot going on Saturday morning, but by Saturday afternoon, here comes those showers and storms. Latest data says maybe some of these storms have a few downpours, lots of thunder and lightning, and some gusty winds. Remember, it's going to be windy regardless on Saturday outside of any storms. This will move through, and then we've got another like pencil thin line of showers moving through with the actual front itself as we head near sunset on Saturday, giving way to a drier day on Sunday. So here's your first alert 7-day warming up through Saturday. That's the day to watch for rain and storms, gusty winds. Really nice Sunday and Monday. Then we start to see a change in our weather pattern back to the 30s for highs on Thursday, a week from today, and that chilled air looks to stick around through next weekend as well.
Now to your top 4 at 4, starting with the 2 little girls found dead in suitcases.
Bodies were found on the east side of Cleveland. That was in the Glenville neighborhood. Police body cam today released from when the officers found the girls. We warn you, it may be hard to watch.
The dude I talked to, the caller, he said that there was this suitcase partially like buried in the ground that he said he's been noticing for like a week, and his dog keeps trying to get to it.
So that was police responding to the call Monday of a body, again, near Ginn Academy. The dog, or a man, as you heard, made the discovery walking his dog. Police eventually opened the suitcase where they make the shocking discovery. We're not showing that part of the video. 28-year-old Aaliyah Henderson was booked into the Cuyahoga County Jail for murder and child endangering. We're going to explain what we know about her coming up in just a few minutes. A deadly crash on Broadway this morning near Dalewood Avenue in Maple Heights. This is just a few blocks from Maple Heights High School. Police say a car slammed right into a utility pole. 2 people inside that car died at the scene. We have learned the name of one of the victims, 32-year-old Kelvin Tipton. He lived in Bedford Heights. The other person is a woman. We know she has not yet been identified. Police are investigating how the crash happened.
A life sentence for a man who shot and killed a 10-year-old little boy in Cleveland. Jeffrey Grant took shots at a car on East 147th Street last February. In the back seat of that car was Caden Coleman, young and innocent. He was shot and killed. Jeffrey Grant will be eligible for parole when he's 91 years old. His wife was also accused in connection to the shooting. Lene Marsh Grant was sentenced to at least 18 years in prison.
Kristi Noem is out as the Department of Homeland Security Secretary. She thanked President Trump for her new appointment and touted her accomplishments as secretary. President Trump says he is replacing Noem and nominating Oklahoma Republican Senator Markwayne Mullin. He's made that announcement on social media. Noem will now be the special envoy for the Shield of the Americas, which is a new security initiative. Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is pushing medical schools nationwide to teach students more about nutrition.
Yeah, in that announcement today, he revealed the Trump administration has secured pledges from 53 medical schools across 31 states. Now, they would require, quote, meaningful nutrition training for future doctors. The voluntary commitment means the schools will now offer at least 40 hours of nutrition education to students, or an equivalent, beginning this fall.
Today's announcement strengthens the doctor-patient relationship. It equips physicians to work hand-in-hand with dietitians and other health professionals. And it shifts our system toward prevention instead of perpetual prescriptions.
Trump administration says it will not dictate the curriculum of these medical schools, but will dedicate $5 million in federal funds to help the schools and other institutions that sign on. Breaking at this hour, a massive 4-alarm fire inside a warehouse in northwest Miami-Dade County, Florida. Crews asked people in the area to stay indoors and close their windows. As you can see, this thick black smoke just filled the sky. Can't imagine being anywhere near there. The flames are at a place called Global Warehouse Solutions. Over 100 firefighters are there trying to put this out and keep it from spreading to neighboring brush and properties. Roads in the area closed. No injuries have been reported.
Also breaking, police arrested a 22-year-old man in Colorado in connection to the deaths of 3 women in Utah. So this is the suspect. It's Ivan Miller. A victim's vehicle was tracked into Colorado. Utah Highway Patrol said the suspect appeared to have no connections to the victims or the area.
Continuing coverage now on this disturbing case. 2 little girls found dead in suitcases near Ginn Academy, east side of Cleveland. The medical examiner says the girls are half-sisters. We do not know how they died. We are not naming them at this point. A 3rd child found alive inside the home where a suspect has been taken into custody. That child appeared to be in good health and is now with the Department of Children and Family Services. A 28-year-old woman has been arrested for murder and child endangering. Charges expected, we understand now, at any moment against Aaliyah Henderson.
So who is Aaliyah Henderson? What is her connection to the case? Colton Molesky spent the day looking for that answer. So Colton, what did you find out?
Brian, Nicole, Cleveland police have said only that the person they arrested is a 28-year-old woman. They're not releasing her name until she is formally charged. Jail records show a 28-year-old named Aaliyah Henderson was arrested for murder and child endangerment Wednesday evening. Law enforcement sources tell 19 News her arrest is connected to the death of the girls. And neighbors say that Henderson lives in the East 162nd Street house that was searched by police. So what do we know about Henderson?
Here's the mugshot of Aaliyah Henderson. Records from the Cuyahoga County Sheriff's Office show she was booked into the county jail just before 8:30 Wednesday night, and this is the only time she has been booked into the jail. We dug into her background and found Henderson does not appear to have a criminal history. Court records show Henderson was evicted in 2022 from a Park Hill address. The landlord accused her of not paying rent from September to November of 2021. In her lease document, it shows Henderson reported living with 2 girls. Going back further, records show Henderson changed her last name in 2017. Here is the birth certificate showing the name Aaliyah Brannick, and paperwork of the name change to Aaliyah Henderson. As for Cleveland police, the department has not confirmed if Henderson is the person of interest arrested. In a statement released Thursday morning, police say the plan is to formally charge the unnamed 28-year-old later in the day.
Now, I've also reached out to the Cleveland Metropolitan School District to see if Henderson or the children listed in her old lease ever attended Cleveland schools. Again, Cleveland police have not yet officially charged Henderson, but sources tell 19 News her arrest is connected to the investigation. In the newsroom, Colton Molesky, 19 News.
Okay, Colton, thank you. Now, there's the question. How could these girls simply vanish without anyone knowing it? Cleveland police say they had no missing report for either victim. That part of the story everywhere at 5.
Akron police are investigating a deadly hit and run. A 23-year-old man was killed. He was walking in the area of Russell and Laurel Avenues last night. Investigators believe the suspect may have been driving a white or silver newer model Kia, possibly a Sportage. The car will have damage to the passenger side headlight, mirror, hood, possibly the windshield as well.
Okay, Andy, 19 crime alert now from Streetsboro Police. They hope you know who this man is. Police say he recently went into a business right there on State Route 14, created a disturbance, threatened employees. Take a good look now. If you recognize him, Streetsboro Police want to hear from you.